Hail and well met, my dear fellow citizens. We finished off the A's in the last video, so now we move on to the B's in Nathan's video of Flat Earth numbskullery. Take it away.
Yes, Bedford Level, Bardet-Krenz, Bell's Theorem, Big Dipper, the Bible, Black Swan falsified the R value of the heliocentric model. Bolivian salt flats, bridges, Plumb Bobs establish a vertical, buildings, buoyancy and density.
The classic old proof you love to cling to. Performed by one of history's greatest charlatans, Samuel Burley Robotham, in the summer of 1838. This was subsequently disproved by Alfred Russel Wallace, a qualified surveyor, in 1870. This was part of a bet, and the loser, John Hampden, was imprisoned for threatening to kill Wallace over the results. Great showing for the Flat Earth side's critical thinking there. A similar experiment was carried out more recently by the Flat Earther Jeranism, the results of which, by Jeranism's own criteria, indicated that the world was indeed a globe. But in true Fluffer style, ignored this and declared the results.
Interesting.
I think that Bob Nodell has stolen the limelight from you in regards to the efforts proving the globe. So, from the bottom of my heart, thanks, Jism. I and others could not find a single thing relating to this, apart from the University of Edinburgh alumni Ferdinand Henry Krenz, unofficially known as Kim Krenz. This will be added to the growing pile I'm labelling crap you've added because it sounds sciencey, along with ambient light and Alphine waves. Everything in this pile will need to be clearly and concisely explained as to why you think they disprove a globe. Until then, they can be disregarded. The only reason I can think of that you included this is because it countered a claim made by Einstein in the Einstein-Podolsky-Rosen paradox. Itself a claim that quantum mechanics is incomplete. I'd love to hear your explanation as to why this is a flat earth proof. This will require a deep understanding of quantum mechanics I doubt you possess. Until then, it can be added to the aforementioned sciencey pile. The star constellation Big Dipper, sometimes referred to as the Plough, is a proof how. The fact that its rotation and position change in the night sky throughout the year disproves your argument that you see the same stars in the same place all the year round. How about the fact that you have to be at or above 25 degrees latitude south in the southern hemisphere to see it in its entirety, and then only at the correct time of year? Everywhere south of this will only see a part of it at most. It's interesting you chose this instead of Polaris, a star that if you measure the angle between it and the horizon due north of where you are gives the latitude of where you are stood. No complicated maths involved or anything. This can only happen on one geometric shape, a sphere. If you can show this working on a flat plane without needing to have Polaris being in two different places simultaneously for two independent observers, that would be great. Pretty much the same as ancient civilizations. This is a book that was written by various people over an extended period, using stories dreamt up to explain the world around them, many, many years after the events depicted in them supposedly happened. This is no more of a proof than you just saying that the Earth is flat. I have also similar proof of Spider-Man existing. You've essentially brought a fairy tale to a science debate. Falsifies the R value of the heliocentric model, does it? You love to keep showing this picture where it seems you can see further than you should. And to be fair, you can. But using my sensors, specifically that of sight, you can see why in the photos. Atmospheric distortion. You lot always show this image where the distortion is clearly visible, even on the closer platform hill house. Yet completely disregard this image where there is minimal distortion and the bottom of platform habitat is hidden below the horizon. Why? because it ruins your claims in an instant and reinforces the R value's existence. Again, flat as used in this context, and remember context is everything, means little to no change in elevation. Just because a place is described as flat, or is called flats, etc., isn't proof of a flat Earth. It doesn't even disprove the globe. This place is the Bonneville Salt Flats, yet the curvature of the Earth is clearly visible. This is yet another thing you just ignore, or come up with ridiculous reasons as to why it's not showing any curvature. What, like this one? Or, for a different tack, how about the Verrazano Narrows Bridge at the mouth of the Hudson River? Because of the curvature of the Earth, the tops of the support towers are almost 2 inches further apart than at the base, measured from the centre of each tower, of course. This is also measurable on pretty much any long-span suspension bridge anywhere in the world. Yet each tower will be perfectly vertically aligned with... Shouldn't have this been in P? An arrangement of some form of line, be it wire or string, etc., with a large weight at the bottom, which when left to settle points towards the centre of the Earth, forming a vertical line. The fact that it points to the centre of the Earth and not just down is the reason structures like the Verrazano Narrows Bridge have a discrepancy in the distances between the top and bottom of the towers. This doesn't prove a flat Earth or disprove a globe. Going back to Plumb Bobs, which are used to find a vertical line towards the centre of the Earth, when used with a spirit level, or level of any kind, can be used to find the horizontal line that is at a 90-degree tangent to the vertical. This is what level means. Level does not equate to flat. Because these two measurements are in direct relation to each other is the reason why structures don't have to be built with curvature taken into consideration. It happens naturally. Using the Verrazano Narrows Bridge again as an example, this is why the tops of the support towers are about 2 inches further apart than at the base, yet if you use a level on top of each tower, they will both read as level. It seems like you asked the question, do you have to account for Earth's curvature during construction? Received the answer no and left it at that. You just assumed that they don't because the Earth is flat, instead of asking, why not? Additionally, only structures that are long enough, like suspension bridges, will any effect of curvature be apparent. Another stalwart of flat Earth derp, and another that has been repeatedly wrecked time and time again with very comprehensive videos by others. So, let's do a little thought experiment instead. Firstly, imagine a universe sharing the same laws of physics as this one, only that it is completely devoid of matter. Kinda like this. We can safely say that the density present is 0. There's nothing there to have density. Now, let's place some matter into this universe. This sphere will do. So, because this sphere is matter and therefore it has density, it has greater density than the surrounding space. So, if density is the reason it should move, which way does it move? How is it moved? And why in that particular direction? And that's the bees done and dusted. Thanks for watching this far. Hit the like, subscribe and bell buttons, you know, the usual YouTube stuff so you don't miss part 4. Thanks and goodbye.